Hey everybody, once again outside with the Dirt Max and the 4200. I'm actually using the conveyor to fill up the little open pit we got going here. It's kind of a long stretch from where the excavator's at, just to move the dirt over, so using the excavator or the conveyor to move it over that far. You can see down on the ledge there's a bunch of rocks and stuff in that. It's actually kind of hard digging. It's actually 31 degrees out today. It's kind of chilly out for the plastic, but we still test on it because we gotta make sure it holds up. Ain't nobody want to slow down in the cold. I'm inside, so I'm not too worried. Just gotta make sure the cabin heater's on. So actually, we got new tensioners in the conveyor so that the belt's a little tighter. It's doing pretty well. It gets a rock, it's a little bit bigger debris or so in it once in a while that sticks it up, but the motor still has enough power that it'll normally pull it through. It just slows down once in a while. I need to get the other rails on the top that I have designed for it. I just haven't actually printed them out, put them on there yet, but it'll take up a little bit more room that is between those rails, the red rails on the top, and the belt itself. Just helps so nothing can really get in between there. Right here, I'm starting to smash stuff in through there. Use them grates a little bit. This actually could use a little bit faster belt speed, especially if it were at a higher angle. Like, say if you were trying to stack dirt up or debris, whatever. You might have a little bit of a hard time lifting it up at such a slow speed. But for dirt, it's actually doing really well. I love this conveyor. It's probably my favorite thing so far. Favorite RC additional piece. It's definitely cool. And I've tried to load it up. I've tried to keep that bucket going around, swinging dirt back and forth to keep that thing going. It's hard. It dumps that dirt on there quick. I know there's a person out there that could do it though. And sometimes you just gotta sit back and watch. See, now that we're outside, a little closer up, you can see the hole that we're digging from, and see down into the conveyor a little bit better. I've actually moved a lot of stuff so far with it. This is a good view though. You can see that belt just filling right up. And I got the feed door open all the way up, so could actually close that feed door, retain a little bit of it in there. See, the top grizzly actually mounts down too, but I just leave it unhooked, that way I can use the bucket, flip it over whenever you need. There's no sense in having to go out there and touch the stuff if you don't actually need to. This conveyor is really fun to tinker with though, because I've pretty much solved everything out to where you can use the conveyor belt or the excavator to fix whatever's going on with the conveyor. There's still lots of stuff that I want to do with this conveyor belt though. Just slowly working on them, and I want to try and get them more available for people, but it's just not something I can do at this time. See, we got a little bit of a hold up there. Started to hold back. I've actually made a plow that helps to clear the belt on the bottom side, and it all works out good. It's just still working on a little bit of the tension problems and getting rid of the top rails that are on there right now. There's just too much of a space you could see in there. I still have rollers and stuff that I need to put in on this conveyor, but I'm testing to see what is actually going to with it.
Polaris.
There is actually a lot of excess building that I've done in it, just stuff that didn't actually need to be there, so just kind of working through what will work and what won't. You can see that belt held up just a little bit and then ended up taking off again. It's not really the volume that is on the belt that slows the belt down. It's just really something getting in between it, or one certain spot that it likes to slip, which is where the belt is jointed together. It's not actually jointed together. These conveyor belts, you can see right here coming up, it is sewn together. Whoever purchases these, they're gonna have to know how to do a little bit of sewing to joint those ends, which there ain't no belt that is designed for these. That's something that a buyer is gonna have to do themselves. Each belt is gonna have to be made to the conveyor belt itself, to the length and whatever they assemble it to, which it's really easy to put them together. I had fun, and believe me, it's well worth it now. And I've been putting more tension on the belt and everything, and watching my sewing job and everything, and it's holding up really well, so that's why I've got a lot more tension on it now instead of what I started out with. I wasn't too sure how much I could put on it, so. And it's just all part of the process. You can see right here's a little slip. And it actually ends up pulling itself out. It's just needs a little bit of time. Slowly works itself through. You can see I got a bunch of sticks and crazy stuff like that running through them top grates, but it's doing pretty good of keeping a lot of the larger stuff that would normally plug the chute. I really haven't had too many problems with the chute plugging. The dirt builds up on the sides, but it doesn't actually plug it. As you can see, it pretty much cleans itself every time. And in the pile down there is just tons of different dirt, rocks, and sticks, all sorts of debris. But it shows a good little over the side of the cliff back there. As you can see, there's pretty good chunks that can come through that chute. Then you got excavator over there digging up trees. See, So you gotta think this 31 degrees outside right now too, and I'm beating on that conveyor. Everything's pretty tough. Soon I want to start making something for the battery, maybe a little generator or something like that. Just make it look like it instead of having the battery sitting out on the ground. And this here, I'm at actually maybe an hour and 45 minutes into it. I've ran 2 batteries through the excavator already, and this conveyor belt is still on its very first battery. The battery's actually getting pretty low. As you can see, it's starting to turn a little bit slower, but I have actually ran this conveyor twice now on a single battery for near 2 hours, so it runs pretty good for just the speed and the torque that's in it. Having a little bit of a problem with it sticking up right here. I actually realized, you can see right now, I got a big old pile of stuff built up around that bottom feed roller. I really didn't think about it at the time, but I let it build up so bad around that bottom roller that stuff was constantly just falling back into the roller. And just like a real one, you got to keep all that cleared out. Maybe I'll think about some type of chute that covers that, keeps all the stuff that's fallen off of the grizzly bars away from that bottom roller. Still things that I've been working on though.